Hi everyone, it's Yvette Le Blowitz from SpiritGirl.com and welcome to the Spirit Girl Book Club show. I'm super excited to be here with you today and to be sharing our brand new book club pick with you, which is The Buddha and the Badass by Vishen Lakhiani. So I want to share with you this book, what's in it, and a little bit about the author too, and also why I personally chose to read it and why I personally want to now share this book, The Buddha and the Badass, with you. So here is a little lowdown on the author, Vishen Lakhiani, and who he is and what he's doing and what he's about. So Vishen Lakhiani is an entrepreneur, an author, and an activist on a mission to raise human consciousness. He founded Mindvalley in 2003 with a goal of bringing together the world's top educators under one platform to usher in a new era for humanity that is more empowered and connected and collaborative than the status quo. So under the Mindvalley umbrella, he and his incredible team of 300 plus now have a variety of learning tools and platforms that help millions around the world to personally transform their life and the way they feel from inside. So from their award-winning quests, their engaging masterclasses, there is something for everyone at Mindvalley. So many of you have probably seen Mindvalley on YouTube, Vishen Lakhiani on Instagram, or Mindvalley on Instagram. There are so many masterclasses and talks and so many incredible leaders and experts and authors and people that are part of Mindvalley. So Vishen Lakhiani probably needs no introduction from myself, but I felt that it was really important as part of the Spirit Girl Book Club that I actually give you some more information on the author. And there might be just one of you or even two of you that are new to Mindvalley or Vishen Lakhiani. So with that in mind, he actually has written two New York best-selling books now, New York Times best-selling books, Amazon best-selling books. So his first book was The Code for Extraordinary Mind, which challenges you to reject the inherent bullshit rules, which he calls brules, that hold you back from succeeding, earning, loving, healing, and growing to your fullest potential. So obviously, prior to COVID-19 and the travel restrictions, Vishen Lakhiani loved to constantly travel the world. They had a number of events with people gathering, the Mindvalley events, even here in Australia. So he would speak at the conferences, they would film content online, and he also has a Mindvalley podcast show. So I'm sure many of you are listening to the Mindvalley podcast show or tuning in. But what I really love is with Mindvalley, which is created, that was created from scratch. So that is so just so incredibly inspiring to see how it's come. And in his book, The Buddha and the Badass, he actually talks about how he started Mindvalley, the first workplace conditions or environment, which I don't want to give too much away, but put it this way, you had to go down a few alleys, like a few back streets in Malaysia, and it's nothing like that you see today. So you will read about this in his incredible book. And it's a really beautiful story from humble beginnings. And when you think about the first office environment to what he's now created, the headquarters in Malaysia, you will be blown away. So what else is he co-founding and doing with his team? Founding. I just said co-founding, but what I mean there is he's so big on his team, and so big also on the people that contribute to Mindvalley, the speakers, the authors, the experts, the people that are part of his masterclass. So he's very conscious that it's just not all him, which I really, 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 really love. So the recognition and the love for his team, and the people, his allies, his supporters, it's all written in here, and it also shares how you can really incorporate that into your own life, but also if you're running your own brand or business or company, you can really learn about what he is currently doing as the CEO of Mindvalley and how you can bring that into your own business wherever you are in the world. So I really loved that. So Mindvalley also have the Quest learning platform. You know, they have Vishen Lakhiani talks a lot about this in this book, the 6-phase meditation, and it's a technique that he developed that merges pretty much Eastern spirituality practice and modern science in a new optimized type of meditation. So the 6-phase was really interesting to learn about, and it's all about enhancing your human systems of compassion, happiness, peace, vision, and purpose. So this talks a lot about that in here. You can learn more. And I should say throughout the whole book, there's personal stories, exercises, how to, plus so much where you can go and get even more content, like free content. Like literally, I'm just going to go to that section where he breaks down the book, like how the book works. So first of all, how he has written the book. So he does exercises where he'll share tools and techniques, thought experiments and exercises throughout the book, which is incredible. He's then got stories. So then during the writing process of the book, he gathered stories from some of the most incredible minds today. And he is eternally grateful that my company, Mindvalley, has allowed me to become an intersection point for incredible leaders, and my interviews and work with hundreds from the fields of business, science, technology, spirituality, education, and relationships forms the basis of my success and the ideas I share in this book. So there you go. I just touched on that, but he is so grateful and so inquisitive and so curious to learn from others. And he's not afraid to recognize them, to thank them, and to give them credit, which I feel is such a powerful message to all of us at whatever age we are. I often say if you are inspired by someone else, or you learn from someone else, or you see what someone else has done and you think, I want to do that. I think the best thing you can do is when you do create whatever that is, whether that's a photo, whether that's a book, whatever it might be, a video, I feel that if you can thank that person, give that person credit where the idea came from, the universe definitely has your back. And you can also just being grateful for other people's knowledge, experience, inspiration. I feel that is going to be one of the most timeless things that we can do, especially in a world where we have so much online content, and so much of it at times can be similar, But when we start to recognize how all of this similar content is coming out and pay gratitude and thank you to the people who inspire you, it's just going to be an incredible online world we can live in. So gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So just getting back to this book. So we are going to go back here, and I'm going to take you back into how this book happens, because it's no better way to get it than straight from here, from Vishen Lakhiani. All right, so we've got his voice, his stories, which I will share a little bit with you, because what was really incredible is he doesn't hold back. I kid you not. He opens his heart and soul. He talks about how he cries, which I feel is so incredible as a male to open up and to share that. I feel that was so incredible, because I grew up in an era in Australia where men don't cry. You don't show your feelings, your emotions, and we all know that's not true. Men do cry, men should cry. And I just loved how Vishen Lakhiani shared that in his book. And I hope it empowers every male around the world to, if they want to cry, cry, and just tell people how you truly feel. And I feel this can help everybody's mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and just for them to stay really, truly connected with themselves. I feel like that's a massive shift. I don't very often pick up a book that's written by a male where they talk about how they openly expressed their emotions or feelings, which was crying. So I really love that. And to every female out there, we too can learn from that, because at times we can also maybe not want to let people in on how we're truly feeling and hold it back and think, we've got to pretend that everything's all good. But this book, The Buddha and the Badass, if anything, is a great reminder from Vishen to just open up, share how you truly feel, and let others around you know. So that is such an empowering message, especially during the global pandemic, COVID-19, but in life generally for generations to come. So we're going back here. So he's got the online experiment, so you can dive deeper. He actually shares links in the book with additional resources along the way, because he's a computer engineer at heart. But I'm going to go back to his voice and story. He actually started Mindvalley with $700, $700, with no VCR funding or investors. It's incredible, because and the success started in a back room of a warehouse. I kid you not, in a ghetto neighborhood in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And I'm not going to tell you why he went from America, where he was positioned at one point in time working out of Silicon Valley, to why he returned to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, because I would be giving that part of the book away. But he shares that there. And he also, in this book, has the definition of entrepreneur. And what I really loved is an important note about the use of the word entrepreneur. To me, this is Vishen's words here, Vishen Lakhiani. The word entrepreneur does not mean you're running a company, which I loved. It means you're innovating, creating, honing your skills, and contributing to the world. So that was so, so beautiful. So whether you're self-employed, a contractor, running $1 billion company, or working for a company, and the other thing I really loved, you can stay in contact with him. He said, I love connecting with my readers. So he primarily uses Instagram, which is Vishen, Vishen. So anybody who grabs a copy of his book, hashtag Spirit Girl Book Club, Spirit Girl, Mindvalley, Vishen Lakhiani, The Buddha and the Badass, and yeah, get this book and stay in contact with this incredible author. So we will move right along because I'm going to go into something I really wanted to share with you. So I love the whole book. I learned so much. I found myself looking 20 years ahead. Yes, 20 years ahead. And I'll share why. But one of the most compelling things I loved, and I did not expect to read this or to see this, but for any of you out there at the moment going through a challenging time during COVID-19, for whatever reason it might be, but it might not even be related to COVID-19 or the global pandemic. It could just be you've been hustling for so long. That's why I want to share this book with you, because we're going to redefine through this book, The Buddha and the Badass, all of that rules about hustling. But this was something I really want to share with you. So when you look at Vishen Lakhiani, like a photo of him on Instagram, maybe you look at a video of him like speaking on stage and he looks so healthy and well, and you would think, this guy's got it so easy. It's easy for him to say. He's got this big, online company and this big, the books, the speaking, the podcast, the courses. But this is why I want to share this with you, because you can look at someone and they can look really healthy. Now that's a point in time. But what I loved in this book, he wrote, like, seriously says it how it actually is or was. And he shares a little story in here where he talks about how my health has gone to shit. I'm questioning my ability to be a CEO. And I'm fighting to keep this company above water. And I can't share this with anyone. I've been keeping it all in. I just don't know what to do. So he shares this with another person in the book, Rael, and he listens and he wants to then read a poem to Vishen. And at the time, this actually made me just like seriously laugh, because at the time he says, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, poetry? Is he serious? I'm pouring my heart out and he wants to give me a damn poetry lesson. So this is the thing. It's just because we turn to poetry and things like that to inspire others going through a hard time. But Vishen really reminds us that here he is saying how he's feeling. I loved how he is very open and honest about how his health had gone to shit. He actually shares in here so much about his personal journey, because he was burning out and he was stressed. And he talks about burnout, stress, depression, lots of really important things and real things that we are all faced with, that I feel that anybody who's running a business or just running themselves and their life can truly relate. And it's so real. It's incredible. I've never seen such a writer in this time who's so open and vulnerable and real. And that's why I seriously had to share this book with you. So the poem, I should say, is actually from Rumi. And I'll read it to you because he did get this poem read to him, which is, when I run after what I think, my days are a furnace of distress and anxiety. if I sit in my own place of patience, what I need flows to me and without any pain. For this, I understand that what I want also wants me, is looking for me and attracting me. There is a great secret in this for anyone who can grasp it. So at the time, Vishen didn't actually get it. So he only came to truly understand what this poem truly meant 2 years later. So, but at the time, he didn't. But, that's the thing. So you might get some timely wisdom now and think, what's that person reading a poem to me? Or what is that person giving me this quote or telling me this? And it might not make sense then, but maybe 2 years later it will. So that was just such a beautiful story. Like, I really wanted to share that with you because I just feel that so much is going on in the world. We can get really, like, if you're going through a hard time and then you see someone else on YouTube or Instagram and they're super successful and you can think, wow, you've just discovered them, and you think that all of a sudden they got super popular and built this business overnight. I feel like this book, The Buddha and the Badass, just really reminds you that it takes time. You can sometimes burn out, get stressed out, but you can work through it and learn from it and get better at not burning out. But why would you want to read this book apart from his personal stories? Okay, so a little bit about why. So first of all, you will get a soul print where you'll be able to attract your allies. Now, I'm not going to swear, but there's a little bit in the book where it says become withable. So, okay. So then you learn how to activate your inner visionary and how to build a unified brain, upgrade your identity, bend reality. So there is so much you get to learn in here, but basically pretty much what I really liked in here was he reached out to people to ask, could he use the Buddha and the Badass, kind of like, would that be disrespectful in any way spiritually, or and the response was no. So I just thought I would share that with you. But I'm just going to quickly, before I close this, there are 3 sections to the book. So the first section is becoming magnetic, how to go inward to attract outward. So I'm really big on how everything starts from within. I truly, truly, truly believe this. So you'll have a lot of inward work. So you'll basically be able to really go inward, look at what your true purpose is, what your soul print is, and you'll work through that with Vishen. So chapter 1, you'll uncover your soul print. So I'm going to just move right along. You're going to learn how to. Chapter 2 is really cool because you're going to attract your allies. Greatness is best achieved with others. So the world is too complex to strike it alone. People are drawn to you not because of your business plan, but because your dream gives them hope. Humans are moved by emotion more than logic. The greatest gift you can give someone is to invite them to share in your dream. This is how you become magnetic and align yourself with people you need to make a vision, any vision, a reality. And I loved chapter 2. I really, really loved chapter 2. So if you're working on a movement, you have a purpose, whatever it is, whatever you're working on, this chapter 2 is incredible. So if you're wanting to raise awareness on a particular issue, whether that's Alzheimer's, dementia, aged care, whatever it might be. Maybe you want to like raise more awareness about how to rescue dogs. So that there was incredible. Part 2 of the book is Finding Your Power. So there are 4 elements that transform work and amplify results. So that there is incredible. And it's backed by remarkable theories developed by the world's leading psychologists, philosophers, and spiritual leaders. So you will pretty much learn how to spark deep connections, becoming an unwithable masterpiece, make growth the ultimate goal, choose your mission wisely. And then part 3 of the book is Becoming a Visionary, merging the Buddha and the badass to change the world. So you'll learn how to become a visionary, how to create visions and goals that truly inspire and excite the world. You'll then learn how to move rapidly toward these huge goals with ease, and as a bonus, how to without sacrificing your health, your love life, your family. Now, if there's anyone who's most experienced in this is Vishen Lakhiani. And when you read his book, you will learn about him burning out. But what I love about this is he helps you to set up a personal transformational routine, which is sleep optimization. So important. The 6-phase meditation routine, and also how to bring other things in like optimization exercise routines, super slow strength training, optimization eating, fasting supplements, speed reading, because he's a huge fan of Jim Quick, who does masterclasses as well, super reading. I love Jim Quick, as you know, as well. So there is so much in here. How to respect sleep, meditation and mindfulness, how to establish a transformational education budget, systems for living, really like setting up your self-care routines is huge part of this book. And really, I just love this book so much. I really do. Like, I just sit back and I'm flicking through this book here, and I'm super grateful it exists. It launched last year, 2020. And I was grateful enough to grab a copy and read it and learn from it. I did all of the exercises in there. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot, so much. And I could just keep raving on and on about this book. But considering I have raved on about this book for nearly half an hour, Vishen Lakhiani, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being an incredible human spiritual being on Mother Earth here and helping myself and now my Spirit Girl Book Club readers and everyone you touch through your book and Mindvalley right around the world. I just want to thank you for doing what you do, being who you are, and trying to raise human consciousness and really changing the status quo of hustling, which is BS or brules, and how we can go through life with ease. It's just such a beautiful message, and for all of us to spiritually learn and to really be open to further education, which works at our highest levels in such an incredible online way, is amazing. So on that note, that's our book club read. Grab a copy, hashtag Spirit Girl Book Club, Vishen Lakhiani, The Buddha and the Badass book, Mindvalley. And when you personally read this book, let me know what you think. Were you truly inspired by his story, the book? Did it help you? Like, let me know. I really want to share with you books that I truly believe can transform you and really work with you in creating the life you want, the life you truly want, the way you truly want to feel happy, feel good, healthy, in sync, in synchronicity with the universe, in flow. Yeah, just let me know. I can't wait to hear. I love you all to bits. Now, you can stay connected with me after the show by subscribing to YouTube channels, which is Yvette Le Blowitz. That's my name. You can follow me on Instagram. Now, you can also subscribe to the Spirit Girl YouTube channel. Follow Spirit Girl on Instagram. You can also subscribe to the Spirit Girl talk show with myself and the guests. So Spirit Girl podcast is hashtag SparItGirl, SPAITGIRL. Look for Spirit Girl on any podcast app, and you can also tune in to find out more about other books, other authors, words of wisdom, self-care rituals, and things that can help you to feel good from within. So on that note, thank you for being part of my world, part of the Spirit Girl Book Club and community. I love you all to bits. Super grateful to share this 31, nearly 32 minutes with you. Bye for now.